Hey guys, how you doing? Whoa, my animals are going crazy. Okay, I'm live. Weirdest thing ever. Facebook. And I couldn't make a video, and this is after last week wanting me to not only make videos but to set up to run ads because my numbers were high enough to warrant ads and paid ads, and I turned that down. I don't know why, but it didn't strike me as being quite right. Maybe it was done with me, I don't know, but they made a decision this week. So I am going to I guess wait here for a minute before I do anything. I'm gonna, I guess, type. Oh, can't see anything without my glasses on. Hi everyone, welcome to YouTube. Well, this actually, here we go. Okay, Patty, hi. Suan, Kayla, yay, that was weird. If you just heard me, I was just saying that they blocked me from making a video on the shop page and on my personal page, but just last week, Facebook was asking me to run ads because my numbers were so high. So I have no idea what this is about. Hey, Christine, how are ya? So that's what's going on. Facebook is a little schizophrenic. May as well. Why not? Why not join the club? Join the party. We're all a little nuts lately. This has been a hell of a week. Hi, Ange. Oh my goodness. Actually, this makes things much easier if we can get in the habit. Hi, Stephanie. Hey, Rosemary. Because it's a lot easier to do a video on YouTube and then post it down to Facebook than the other way around. It's a much easier process to go from here to there. And I really would like to direct our traffic more to YouTube anyway. So I think there's a way to run both. Or to click in from Facebook and go right to YouTube. That's going to be my week's project, I think, is figuring out how to do that. So anyways, doing good. Doing good. Hey, Stephanie. All right. So this week, well, the shop was crazy busy, even though we were closed last Sunday. Open on Tuesday. It was cold. There was a little snow on the ground, but China was busy. And this whole week has been wildly busy. Tonight, of course, I'm starting late because, well, as usual, I book privates too late and I'm running, always running. Hey, Russ. It's been, I think people are frustrated / angry, because I think some people, no, none of you, not me, but some people, I think, were under the impression that we'd have an election, vote a new president in, and poof, like everything would be great. And the astrology and the energy and the prophecy, there's nothing to suggest that would be true in any way, shape, or form. But people now are just getting angry. And they also, I think, some people, not you guys, not me, thought that once there was a vaccine available, that again, poof, the masks would disappear. And of course, I got something in my eyes, and it's just awful. The masks would disappear and life would go back into normal. And that also hasn't been true, and nor would it be true. The powers that be, Fauci, etc., have said we'd probably be in masks for 2 years. So why anyone would think that suddenly it was going to be different, Aisha, is beyond me. And I don't want to, I'm tired. It's exhausting to talk about it. It's exhausting to think about it. There's so much passion. I am going to use that word because people are passionate about this. Vaccine, no vaccine. Mask, no mask. And the thing is, my people, everyone I know, is wearing the mask. If you go in public, they're wearing the mask. They like it, they don't like it. I don't like it. In the shop, I usually wear a shield, but certainly not denying the virus. As I said, I'm running my UVC3 light every night religiously, all through the store, spraying with Lysol, wiping with alcohol, not denying anything. Okay, it just seems like a lot of shady details, and a lot of people not knowing what's going on. So anyway, and I think, anyways, not to beat a dead horse, but I think all of that all together is just making people again frustrated. And when they're frustrated, they get short-tempered, and then they get angry and they lash out. And we're watching that. Okay, we're watching that. So this week was ungodly thick with Geminis. You guys, holy cow. And Geminis are usually not the first people I see in the store. I mean, yes, a lot of Aquariuses as of February 1st because it's their birthday month, but this week was just every other or more person was a Gemini and not in good shape. Um, Geminis are the airiest of the air signs. I know Aquarius gets that rap, but I don't. Gemini rules the house of communication. Communication is air. Everything cerebral is air. They are the Ravenclaws of the zodiac. It's all up in here, living in their heads. Water signs are all in the heart. Fire signs want to take action, want to move. No thinking, more doing. Less thinking, more doing. That's fire. And Earth is I'll keep down the fort. I make sure everyone eats, and we all need to be grounded. That's Earth. So no one lose their heads. Let's all stay cool. Get a grip. That's Earth. So we have this very cerebral, very in your head group of people coming in with a lot of death, quite a lot of death in the readings, unexpected death, young people, accidents, sudden heart attacks, and young, like in their 40s and 50s, or young in their 20s. We had a lot of broken hearts, sudden endings, and that's the thing about a Gemini. They love the chase. They're the ones that have multiple partners and talking to, like, 10 different people at once. That makes them happy. But when they pick one, when the Gemini picks one and lets them be caught, let's let somebody catch them. And then for whatever reason that doesn't work out, and they've given them their heart. It is tragically sad because they don't know what to do with it. The average Gemini with a broken heart, they don't know what to do with it. They're just, like almost in a state of shock. Like, I thought everything was good. I thought we were good. And of course, people who deal with Geminis and Aquarians and some Sagittarians are always a little heartsick over how fast they seem to get over a heartbreak. Hey guys, thanks for coming in. So that was the energy. On top of the already confused and frustrated energy was this sad, confused Gemini energy. And ironic because we have Mercury in retrograde in Aquarius, but still jacking up the technology. I've had nothing but problems with computers and phones. This is a rough one. This is not easy, and it seems like it just keeps getting worse, honestly. I know people aren't sleeping. I'm not sleeping, and I'm not even tired per se. I'm up till 3, 4 in the morning. I can't shut off. Like, my on-off switch is broken. I can't stop reading, talking, looking, doing. I'm just, I'm up nervous energy until 3, 4 in the morning. and then getting up at like 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning, and starting my day. So I don't know how everybody else is doing out there. Usually, that's right, Holly. Usually, you get over it quickly. Hard drive crash. It sucks. Oh my God. Hey, Miss Fancy. So anyway, that was Gemini. That was the week. That was the readings, and they were tough readings. I back them up front and center of the shop, and then in the shop, and then the $5 readings and the quick readings, and then phone readings into the night, and all over Europe and all over the world. And time changes are funny things. Saudi Arabia and the Middle East and New Zealand, and oh God, Zoom, don't even get me started. Hey, Wendy. So anyway, a question posed was interesting by a Gemini after a reading. I mentioned something about witch, and she stopped me and said, "Hey, my cousin calls herself a witch. What does that even mean?" I thought this is going to be a great topic for discussion during my Young Witches Club, where we can talk about what that means. As soon as we get this, I don't have space to space people out 6 feet in my teaching room, in the classroom / library / herb room. That's where I teach. And I can't, another kind of space, and I really want it hands-on. I don't want to do a Zoom class. I just don't. I'm sick of Zoom. My son, I watch Zoom every day with my kid, who's in high school. I'm tired of it, and most of you are tired of it too. So I'll wait, and we'll, start the curriculum and the homework, and everyone can participate. It'll be one of those. Yes, I'll have six or seven young people in front of me, and by young I mean in their 20s. But the homework assignments will be posted. You guys can, please follow along, submit them. I'll look at your stuff. But I want a perspective from young practicing witches. How are you doing things? How are you finding things? And of course, there's so many people who are just, I had one again today. Just where do you get started? Young people, and I'm blessed that so many moms bring their young daughters into me in their teens, because there's a level of trust that I would never betray. I have kids of my own and want your kids to stay safe. But where do you start? So you start by are you a witch? What makes you a witch? And part of it is owning the word, sure. Do you have to be a witch to do witchcraft? No, you do not. You don't. Do you have to consider witchcraft your religion? Again, no, you do not. Witchcraft is a practice. It's a science. It's a path, and it can be a religion. It can be all those things and none of those things. The religion of witchcraft is Wicca. It is the federally recognized religion of witchcraft, and it serves us well because it protects our rights. And I don't appreciate disparaging remarks about Wicca or with the Wiccan faith or Wiccans in general. The difference is the threefold law. I'll be destroying that in my class. There is really no threefold law. There is no law of nature. There are laws of nature. Nature abhors a vacuum. There is no threefold law because we believe in reincarnation. So what you throw out there comes back at you, maybe, and maybe over lifetimes. Which is why we can see people doing really shitty things and seeming to enjoy a perfectly good life. And we think to ourselves, well, karma's going to get them. Well, honey, there are books written on karma. Karma is not that easily defined. And we carry these burdens through lifetimes. Christians, Jews, and Muslims are the three Abrahamic religions. They are monotheistic. They are patriarchal. They're certainly not the oldest religions. Shamanism goes back 30,000 years. Hinduism, 14,000. Buddhism, 12,000. Wicca is a relatively new religion. 1954, Gerald Gardner created it after the repeal of the witchcraft laws in England. Raymond Buckland brought a version of witchcraft to America and created North American Wicca, incorporating some of the Native American beliefs, because that is the religion indigenous to North America. And we find that witchcraft adapts and changes and melds with the traditions and folk magics of the areas that it comes from. So we have the umbrella term of Wicca, and then we have witches, and then we have Gardnerian, Alexandrian, BTW, British Traditional Witchcraft, ATW, African Traditional Witchcraft, Hedge Witch, Ditch Witch, Kitchen Witch, on and on and on, Shamanic Witch, Green Witch. And then there's the pagan traditions, and are they the same? They are not. And the Asatru and the Norse traditions. There's so much there. And so I had a young witch in the shop, or young, I shouldn't say young witch, she wasn't a witch, a young person asking about witchcraft. And again, that question of where do you begin? And you begin by studying, you begin by reading. And you really want to take it off the Google search and get yourself some books. I have a short list of things I recommend to people just to start. Books and references for novice witches. Start by not calling yourselves a baby witch, and start reading. So the book, The Witch and Every Woman, written by Laurie Cabot, the first witch of Salem, is a superb book. She also wrote Seasons of the Witch, and she has a series here on YouTube of very short videos. Just type in Laurie Cabot, Laurie Cabot, and check out her short but very articulate, very well done videos on crystals and herbs and philosophy and the law, and keep going, crystals. They're all like 10 minutes long. She did most of them in her beautiful shop, which is now owned by someone else. She is feeble. She's getting older, still teaching. Don't tell her I said she was feeble, please. She's in a wheelchair, but she's still very articulate. But these were just done a number of years ago. And I have something popped up, and I'm just like, Caitlyn Jenner is not running for California governor. Okay, it's good to know. Anyway, but what makes you a witch? So you study and you read, and you study the philosophy, and then you decide if you want to be a traditional witch, and the traditions require initiation, and there are degrees: first degree, second degree, third degree. Those traditions generally are the Alexandrian, the Gardnerian, the Cabot tradition, which can be done online. Many people have thoughts about. You usually need to stop in Salem at some point. And you need to find a coven that will accept you. And covens, I always want to be careful, because I'm not part of a coven. I don't want to speak out of turn. It's my understanding that you don't pay for training or initiation. You might be asked to bring food, you might be asked to help out with something, for libations afterwards, ritual, but you don't pay for training. And that's also why I'm doing my Young Witches Club. Not that I'm initiating, and I wouldn't be able to do that because I'm not an initiated witch myself. You can also be self-initiated. And even though there are those who might look down their nose at it, it's certainly people who are intelligent know that that's certainly possible. You can be a self-initiated witch. Some people come from family traditions. So maybe your mother or your grandmother began teaching you young, and that happens a lot. I'm looking at comments here. But you don't have to come from a tradition. You don't have to come from a family lineage. You can take this on yourself. I do like the year and a day philosophy. Before you do magic, you study for a year and a day, and you read. Again, read good books. Study the not the ancestors, but study the elders, people that came before us. What did they teach? Read about Gerald Gardner. Read about Buckland. Read Raymond Buckland. Read about Sybil Leek. And of course, my mind's going blank now because But then Google elders of witchcraft, and then start researching and listen to old videos. Um, on Facebook, Brian Kane has a very good YouTube group called British Traditional Witchcraft, and that he really does include some great old videos. I don't know where he finds them, but they're just fantastic. Hey, you, Andrea. So anyway, that's where I would begin. I would spend time out in nature. For the very young girl who was asking me what to do today, I mean, young people should be meditating. They should learn to be to ground and center and clear themselves. You can't do magic. You can't do divination. You have to be able to center, ground, and clear your mind. You can't receive messages if you're buzzing up here with your own stuff. That all gets cleared out. That takes practice. And meditation is key. Can't run till you can walk. And it may not be the time to do a lot of meditation right now because, as I said earlier, the energy is just charged and frustrating, and it's not easy. So if meditation doesn't come naturally, try a walking meditation. That's what the Japanese have perfected. And just see if taking a nice walk outside, bundle up and take a walk, get some fresh air. Let the fresh air do its job. Let it clear out the cobwebs and get things a little dusted off up there. You need a fresh perspective. Excuse me. If you're near an ocean, drive to the water. If you can get into the woods, get into the woods. This is such a magical time because we're on that threshold of the end of winter, spring, and it's a wonderful time. The sap is just starting to flow in the trees. Things are just beginning to wake up. We'll be seeing crocus and snowdrops soon coming up through the snow. So this is a great time to think about making a change in our own personal philosophy, theology, spirituality. This couldn't be any better. I happen to like the Scott Cunningham books, especially his "So You Want to Be a Witch" book. It's his very first. It's a classic. It's I have it in the shop. That's one I do carry. And his Solitary Witchcraft. These are not terrible books. Silver Ravenwolf's Ride a Silver Broomstick. Again, these are not bad books, especially for young people. But they're not so simple that an adult, or a more advanced reader won't enjoy them. And I know enough advanced readers who agree with that. So, people like me that were reading at college level in grade school, and then it's okay. It's still educational. And I was saying to the young person that sometimes your heritage, where do you come from in the world? Are you Italian? Are you look at and then look at what the indigenous religion of that place is. What in Italy or in Ireland or wherever the hell we're looking at. What is the indigenous religion? What did your ancestors practice? Sometimes that does resonate and sometimes it doesn't. And because as we do DNA testing and we realize we all really do come from one part of the world, whatever goes. A lot of people watch the show Vikings and love the show Vikings, and we're coming in talking about the Norse tradition and Odin and Freya. And at first I was like, oh, God, great. And then I realized, who the hell am I to judge how someone comes in or how they're called in? Maybe that's just how Freya called you. Maybe that's how Odin, called you in. That's how is that not bad? I mean, how could that possibly not be good? Excuse me. The Instagram witches, I love the Instagram witches. They have sold more merchandise. They were talking about hematite rings last week. When I tell you every hematite ring I own was out of the door in 3 days, I just got a huge shipment in. Several hundred hematite rings, and every day I'm selling 10 or 20. It's really, God bless you, Instagram witches. I appreciate you. Um, and frankly, if you come for the aesthetic and you stay for the spirituality, good. However you come in the door, I don't care. Why would I? I don't mean it purely from a mercenary stand. Everyone knows I'm the worst salesperson ever. So thank you for doing my work for me, is what I'm saying. But, you know, how could that be a bad thing? If you're looking for something to be more fulfilling, or you're looking for something to, it's very self-empowering, witchcraft. The I think that's what I love the most about it. There's a few things actually. I love the idea of a nature-based religion. I love seeing divinity in the plants and trees and animals and people around me. I love the duality of God and Goddess, and I love the idea of eternity and the opportunity to recycle and and be reborn. I I think if you've never seen the movie Michael, starring John Travolta, you might want to enjoy that. It's an oldie, but it's a good movie. Um, he plays Archangel Michael visiting the Earth, and Andy McDowell is in it. It's a good one. Another good movie is Dogma, um, with Metatron, and uh, it's just a really good movie. You might enjoy that one too. Anybody else have any movies they'd recommend that would be fun? Walk some journals, beach. Nice. Okay. Well, if anybody else has any movies or any suggestions, hi Lisa. Um, that would be what I would suggest. So there was that question. I don't know if I really answered it or not. Frankly, I think every woman's a witch. I'm not going to be honest with you. I think every one of us is a wise woman. I have a book, um, Children on the Journey West, and it was journaled. And what they called a child back in the pioneer days, you could be 18 and still be called a child, even though at the age of 4, you undoubtedly were doing very heavy labor, getting in firewood. I mean, from a very young age, you were expected to work and be part of a family and produce. And yet you were considered a child, almost till you got married. So it's an interesting, very opposite what we tend to do here now. And because there was no TVs and there was no entertainment like that, people were exquisite writers. And women kept amazing journals. So much so that when they described an illness, even though they might not have had the name for it, just based on the descriptions, we can kind of surmise, oh, muscular dystrophy, oh, cancer of the, breast cancer. We kind of could tell what they were talking about. And I was going somewhere with this. So the women on their way west, one of the most important things they brought with them was cuttings from their garden. They brought their plants with them because every woman had to know how to basically heal her family. So there was a lot to help with dysentery. Worms were a huge problem. So things that could take care of worms and parasites that you undoubtedly had a gut full of. Dysentery killed babies and killed people very quickly. And so the plants were designed, and also in the home, things to keep pests and dirt floors out west. And they left really beautiful homes on the East Coast, and they traveled. And the stories are fascinating and often tragic, but they left beautiful homes and successful careers just for the opportunity to buy acres of land and the freedom. And so our forefathers that went west Um, it's just for freedom, just for land. I remember my ex-brother-in-law, he owned a dairy farm in Vermont, 200 acres. And we were outside talking, my ex-husband and Keith and I, and he said, there's something about looking into the horizon, like a tree line that's way out, and saying, all of that belongs to me. Like I am responsible and can profit. And my cows, he was a dairy farmer. My cows can, go into these different fields, and there's just I can hay all of that. And it's not about owning, like, oh, I own the land, but it, it's a stewardship. But it's something that I think is inherent to most of us. We love the idea of a piece of property, and whether it's large or small, to say, I have autonomy here. And people went west for that idea. I have autonomy here. What else are we talking about? Practical magic. Oh my God, yes, of course. The craft. The secret. I know about that one. Good movies. Yeah. So anyway, about the Gemini's experiencing chaos, basically. I want to talk about witchcraft and definitions of witchcraft. And it seems like I had one more thing to talk about, and honestly, right on my head. But the sleeping habits, the sleeping patterns, like I said, the idea of just being up and not being able to turn off, and I'm hearing that from everyone. And nightmares. When you finally do fall asleep, I haven't had that problem, but hello, you doing crazy. You have nightmares too? Have you? Hello? What? But a lot of people's nightmares, a lot of people being woken up with and not just the average nightmares, but harbinger type nightmares that really set you on edge. Like, is this going to happen kind of nightmares? The law of attraction. Okay. So, what? What are you thinking about? What? Okay. Anyway, I don't know what else to say about all that. I think we should probably throw some Tarotscopes. So for everyone. Oh, and tomorrow's fair. I have only one reader tomorrow. Patty called. She wasn't feeling well. Rather than risk anything, she stayed home. Sure, she's fine, but she's going to stay in bed. And we are very safe at the shop, despite my dislike of masks. We I say that I listen. I've said this before. I hate not seeing people's faces. Bothers me. I'm not, want to get into a conversation about it. I just really bothers me not seeing people's smiles, not being able to identify people half the time when they come in, because half their face is missing, and I just really uncomfortable with it. That's all. So for everyone who's new today, and any new people, and I hope there will be eventually, I do a. Oh, I'm going to answer that question too, but I want to say I do a 6-card spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a triangular pyramid. First card is the situation. The next 2 cards are what's directly influencing it, and then the following 3 are what's happening. It's a very near future, just over the pretty much the next week or two. So it's not, although some stuff comes out for long term. I shouldn't say that. In general, these are short term readings. Hi, Sandra. Good. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Oh, guys, make sure you like and share, or make sure you like them anyways. It'd be really helpful. Please like the video. Okay, the type of witchcraft. Well, Andrea, I think it sounds like you're already looking at the Celtic, and you might want to look into hedge witchery, which is the oldest eclectic solitary path. That might be of interest. Start there. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to start with Aries. Okay. And I'm probably just frustrated because I can't teach tarot with the, again, mask mandate. Well, really quickly, I'll tell you a little bit about the hedge witches. So the hedges were surrounding most of the small towns and villages in Great Britain. They were massive hedges. They were thorny. They were impenetrable. They were like, 15 feet thick and 18 feet high. And they created natural walls around the villages. The hedge witch lived just beyond the hedge. Okay, she lived just outside of the safety of the hedge, and she was the one you would go to. She's the one you would go to for a love spell, or to get pregnant, or to not be pregnant anymore. That is old as time. My grandmother told me about women in town. She grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania, very rural, and there was a woman that you could go to that would make a tea for you and it would bring on your period. And she said, Laura, there were women that were carrying 14 kids, and just the thought of another baby, trying to feed and care for another baby, trying to just deal with the physicality of another baby, that it was a blessing if your period came and you didn't have that child. And so all these teas did was they brought on the period. I know I have some of the recipes. It's not that I'm advertising or would help with that. I wouldn't. The liability is horrific. I can only imagine. But and there's the morning after pills. There's no reason. Everyone can do what they need to do still. It's good to have them just in case. There comes a time when you can't make a choice for yourself. But anyway, I don't want to make this about that topic. The hedge also is synonymous with the realm of the living and the dead. To ride the hedge is to be shamanic, and hedge witches are heavily shamanic. A lot of journey work, a lot of work on the astral. Plants, the roots. Hedge witchery is closely aligned to African American hoodoo. Working again with roots and plants and bones, more than candles, honestly. Not as much candle work. Lots of candle work in Strega. It's more diminished in other paths, especially hedge witchery, because we're looking at nature and candles don't grow on trees. So more fire magic. There'd be more of the fire pit, more of the bonfire stuff. All right, so that's yeah, something to think about. All right, so we're looking at Aries. Aries. Nose is itchy. So the first card, and I always say, I'm telling you what cards I pull, and then you can put them down at home, and how do you translate? How do you decipher divine? Hey, Sean, I know, right? It's fun to make your own candles. Absolutely. Just be careful and go on YouTube and get some good tutorials. Okay, Aries. We have strength reversed. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the Judgment reversed. Then we have the Knight of Coins reversed, the Knight of Cups reversed, and the 5 of Cups reversed. How do I read that? Well, first thing, broad brush stroke, just looking at these cards, I think this is someone who is putting down roots and planning to stay. That's the first thing I see. Strength reversed. It also could be someone who's not able to leave the house or wants to be in the house at this time, feeling threatened, maybe not feeling necessarily secure in the outside world. Well, pandemic. Lots of people are choosing to stay home. And home is a good place. 10 of Cups is emotional happiness in the home. So no matter what. And again, the judgment reversed, not leaving, staying. Okay. If you're thinking of selling a house, no, I'm going to say you're probably not. You're happy where you are. You might be trying to find new ways to stay where you are. Knight of Coins, Knight of Cups reversed. The idea of how do I work out of the home? What can I do in the home? Because again, this is all about home. And the Five of Cups reversed, which is letting go of bad feelings, embittered feelings, and moving forward. It really does speak to the decisions around nesting and home, and security, even to the point of maybe looking at the Knight of Cups reversed and the Knight of Coins reversed, the idea that just in order to make money, maybe doing something you don't necessarily love to do, but again, it's all about maintaining the home. So, I mean, and we hear a lot about that. A lot of folks are working for their paycheck, okay? Because they have careers that are so wonderful. Oh, the pyramids are awesome. Organite's expensive. Make sure you read, because organite is not easy. It's got to be a certain temperature to do it. It can't be too hot. It can't be too cold. But organite's amazing. I have organite pendulums, and I can't believe how active they are. So organite is like a polymer resin. It's crystal clear. It's beautiful when it dries. And what you can do is you can take a form, whether it's a pyramid or a sphere or a disc, and you can put herbs and stone chips and bits of metal, and it just makes it very energetic. Makes for a wonderful, it's not heavy, and yet the pendulums move beautifully. I sell chakra buttons. I have some pendants that are archangel pendants, but they're the gemstones that reflect the archangels. It's nice, a really cool thing to work on, honestly. I also have a young woman, a young girl. I think she's 16. Her mom came in and asked if I would consider buying jewelry. And of course, she's one town over in Shelton. She makes the most beautiful organite pendants, and I do carry her work in the shop. So that's another thing. All right, Taurus. We start off with the Page of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords reversed, the Queen of Swords reversed, the Three of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the High Priestess reversed. All right, well, a lot of communication, a lot of problems here for Taurus. For Taurus, the Knight of Swords is bringing in news, okay? News of what? Well, the Ten of Swords reversed is things getting better, things on the upswing. Queen of Swords reversed is a manipulative, difficult female. It's heartache, the Three of Swords. The Nine of Cups, which is wonderful wishes coming true. And the High Priestess reversed. So what I would read this Taurus is if you have a difficult female, whether it's a mother, mother-in-law, some relative that really likes to make trouble. This is a female who's vindictive, a female who is manipulative. I want to say that she's being revealed, that people are noticing that she can't keep the facade up. A lot of people like that are wonderful when they're out in the public, and they get behind closed doors and they're monsters. Hey, Karen. But this is somebody who's being revealed. I say that because, the Ten of Swords reversed. This person may have done some damage. I'm going to say, yes, they did. The Three of Swords is heartbreak. But I want to say, High Priestess reversed. People are noticing. She can't keep up the facade. And the Nine of Cups has it working out in your favor. You don't have to do an awful lot of anything. Just point out the obvious. Okay? You don't have to just smile and pretend it's not happening. I personally have no trouble saying, well, after what this person did to me, I can't feel sorry. Or what this person do to you? Have a seat, let me pour some tea. We'll talk about that. I'll throw someone under the bus. I don't, everyone thinks you're so great and you aren't. Why shouldn't I warn them? Right? I've talked about this before when it comes to karma. And I'm really of the opinion, this whole idea of karma is going to get you. Well, no, it's not. It's not. And people ask me all the time when they're hurt or they've been really, really screwed over. It's like after the reading is almost done, it's like, well, can you please throw some cards and tell me, will he suffer like I suffered? Or will she be unhappy after what she did to me or took my husband or ruined my job? And the truth is, no, probably not. All by themselves, they got what they wanted. Why would they be miserable? They got exactly what they wanted. And this idea of karma being like a turn the other cheek, and I'm going to be talking a lot about that, how witchcraft and other traditions, karma is actually a Hindu and Buddhist tradition, but the idea that well, we're just going to turn the other cheek and not do anything because karma will take care of it. Instead of God, we have karma. Well, what if our dharma, and dharma is the good things that we do without expectation of reward or being noticed, the right things we do, and it lifts our karmic debt. Every time we do an act of dharma, we have that much karmic debt. The idea is to come into this world and go through our lifetime and leave with no karmic debt. Okay? But maybe our karmic debt is to speak up and say, that's a terrible person. That person's a pedophile. Speak our truth. Why should they be allowed to hide? Why should they be allowed to get away with it? Because we want to be nice people? We don't want to make a fuss. We don't want to get our hands dirty. Like they say, those who keep silent are on the side of the oppressor. So think about that, the damage that person might do to other people while you're saying karma's going to get them. I'll tell you, hey, here's a definition for you. Witches don't wait for karma. Witches are karma. Don't wait for some mystical message or some mystical lesson to, no. Wow, I just have something right by my face. Okay, that was interesting. I'll have to watch the video to see if I see it here. Did you guys see something just go right across the screen? Bird is crazy tonight. But really think about that. Who's to say that someone who hurts children should get away with it? Someone who's cruel to animals, I don't know. I say expose them. And maybe that's part of your dharma, to be that person. Okay, who's not afraid to get messy. Life is messy. So let's get back to Taurus, shall we? Looking at this is, I'm going to really say, Taurus doesn't need to do a lot. Point out the obvious. High Priestess reversed, things being, and also the opportunity to sit there and out somebody. And instead of looking at it as vindictive, you're not the vindictive one. This person's the vindictive one. Okay, and hurtful and done damage. And things are going to get better because this person's going to be revealed. I do a mirror reveal spell at the store. I have a mirror kit. Them in the mirror, and that actually works very well. Putting someone in a mirror so that when they try to blame somebody else, it's reflected back on them. And that is very helpful. I think I've told you guys this story about the mirror spell, but and I've seen it happen in a few different instances do really well. But this one story I have is this woman came in the shop years back in the Derby store and said, I've never done anything like this, but I'm having a terrible problem and I need help and I don't know where else to go. And that is another thing about witchcraft. Witches are always the place of last resort. When nothing else works, when the family can't help, when there's no medicine, when there's the priests or the ministers can't give the right words, people turn to witchcraft, they turn to magic, and they turn to practitioners for help. Okay, it's up to us to not exploit that and to give good advice. And based on what we see and hear, not necessarily on how we see the situation. And there again, we go back to the clearing, calming, grounding ourselves so we can get real messages, real insight that comes from a higher place, not in our own head. Okay? You want to do that? Become a therapist. But if you want to intuit someone's issues, you have to be able to clear yourself so you can get those messages and pass them along. And they're not necessarily messages from spirit. They're not necessarily, mediumship. It's let the divine give you insight. Okay? You want to study something else? Study Edgar Cayce. Cayce, The Sleeping Prophet. There's another interesting book, or on that you can even Google that and read about him. The Sleeping Prophet. Fascinating story. And he certainly was not a witch. He was a Christian man. So, the Edgar Cayce Center is still standing. I digress. So someone came in the shop and she said, I need help. Never done anything like this before. I don't know what else to do. So what's going on? And she goes, I have had my job, which I need to keep, for over 7 years now. I work in an office, and I'm in the downstairs office. My boss is a middle manager, but she is very popular and very well liked with upper management, the vice president, even the president. She regularly has lunch up there in the executive lunch area. She is always up there meeting, talking. Very beautiful woman. She's always dressed flawlessly, and you wouldn't think butter would melt in her mouth, except for when she's alone with us. When the door, and none of them ever come down to where we are. They're all upstairs. We're on the ground floor. We're away from the executive level, and she is horrible, screaming, yelling, swearing at people. She thinks it's a big joke to pick on somebody until they quit. And I've watched her do it. I've watched her pick somebody out and then just go at them and at them, at that. And then finally they just run out the door crying and they leave. It's just awful. And no one believes that this woman could be doing that. The few people that went to HR, they found nothing wrong because everything's behind closed doors and no one will step up and say this is happening and give someone because they don't lose their jobs. And that's how it works. That's how secrets are kept, right? And she said it was fine, but all of a sudden I'm in her sights and she's coming at me and I'm getting nervous. I'm making mistakes when I type. She stands over me. She's belittling. She's just mean. She's a bully. And everyone thinks she's so great. And she goes, I can't lose my job, Laura. I said, all right. I said, well, let's do a reveal spell. Let's do a mirror spell on her. I sell the kits already made up. I make them up. And she goes, I said, listen, reveal her. Just, she goes, no one's going to believe it. She's never been revealed. She's been there for like 18 years. No one does anything. No one even comes down to where she is. I said, do the spell anyway. Okay, do the work. And it's $10.99 for my little mirror spell kit. But she did it. She took it, she bought it, and she came back in like 3 weeks later. And she said, all right, I have to tell you that when I bought the spell kit, she goes, I felt like an idiot. She goes, and I did it. I opened it up. I put the picture in. I wrapped it. I did all the stuff it said to do, the oil but I felt like an idiot doing it. She goes, just nothing I'd ever done before. And she goes, and I put it like it says in my underwear drawer. I put the mirror kit in that spot. In the olden days, just so you know, you would do this work in the outhouse. That's where you would do this kind of dark, malevolent sort of, you're going to reveal yourself. People are going to see you for who you really are. But she goes, I did it. Less than a week later, she goes, I'm sitting at my desk, and where my desk is near where the glass door that opens into this private area. It's like an L, so you really can't see. And I sit here. And you could imagine it was the vice president. The vice president of the company comes walking in. Now, she was in her office, and all of a sudden, she bursts out of her office, profanity, yeah, fuck you, and just loses it, as she always did. And the vice president stepped back and kind of behind the blinds, and she couldn't have seen him. And he stayed there. And she's like, she's just typing her, she's typing away and not, and he stood there and he listened for about 5-10 minutes while she just ran her mouth, what she was going to do, all the horrible things, all the profanity, everything they've been dealing with. And at the end of roughly 5-10 minutes, he stepped into the room, the big, big space. She kind of was like, he went over, he took her by the arm and said in front of everybody, "My dear, let's clear out your desk now, because nobody talks like that in this company." Okay? Now, you might say, gee, she lost her job. That's terrible. I hope no one's thinking that, because this is someone who got other people to leave, who cost other people their jobs, who belittled people. So why wouldn't she get it back? How could that possibly be a bad thing? And more importantly, how could karma from revealing someone, a bully, a predator, and how could that possibly come back and affect you? Think about it, because I get it all the time. What's the karma? I don't know what the karma is. How could there be karma? Did you do anything wrong? No. Did you help this person bully somebody? No. Did you in any way, shape, or form hurt this person that they now need to defend themselves from you? No. Then explain to me where there could be karma. You're protecting yourself. And one of the differences between Christianity, this idea of let go and let God, I'm not attacking Christians, but this idea of saying prayers, letting God handle it, and being empowered. And I talked earlier about how empowering it can be to be a witch, is saying, I'm not putting up with this shit. This is wrong. And not only am I not putting up with it, but nobody else in this is going to deal with it either. I'm putting it into this now. Okay? So that's my story. Thank you. Thank you. She said, right, exactly. Because this was like a hobby for this woman. It was like, this was her personal thing. Okay, so we have Gemini. Okay, so Gemini, what's going on with you? Well, the Two of Coins reversed, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Wands reversed, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, the Emperor, and the Page of Wands. Okay, well, the Two of Coins reversed is financially things getting better. Juggling money is the Two of Coins upright, but reversed usually means money is stabilizing or has been stabilized. The Nine of Swords, anxiety. The Five of Wands reversed, tired of the same argument, tired of the same debate over and over and over again. Wheel of Fortune reversed, bad luck, feeling you're stuck in place, not able to move forward. And then I'm seeing the Emperor and the Page of Wands. So the way I would read this would be someone who is stuck in place. A lot of anxiety. Same thing over and over. And when I say argument, it could be debate, discussion, but it's the same thing. Stuck in this place. And yet, in the outcome, the Emperor and the Page of Wands, I'm seeing the Emperor being business, being work, and I'm seeing some creative aspect coming forward. Possibly being told, there's a project coming up, it's going to be for you, or there's a new job we're creating for you. You're going from being very stuck in place to being not stuck at all. Okay? Just a matter of waiting it out. All right, Gemini? It's like stress and anxiety and Aquarians, they don't like being put in a cage. They don't like being, neither does Aquarius, neither does Sag. And this is Gemini really feeling like, oh man, I am stuck. I can't move. I can't go. I can't do. Bad luck. Same thing. I'm so sick of this. And yet I'm seeing good news, opportunity, empowerment, new creative opportunities. Just gotta hang in there, Gemini. Okay? It's going to get better. And you guys are usually very optimistic, so, it's going to get better. All right, Cancer. So Cancer, the first card up is the Four of Cups. And then we have the Eight of Coins and the Moon reversed. Death reversed, the Two of Cups reversed, and the Seven of Cups. Okay, so broad brush stroke, just looking at the cards. This is someone motivated by their work, enjoying their work, busy at work. Kind of like, well, everything else kind of falls apart. It's like I'll just work and, the dumpster fire right behind them, Why do I say that? Well, I'm saying the Four of Cups is what do I want? The Moon reversed. Since addictions being revealed, bad behavior being revealed, things that were hidden being revealed, affairs being revealed. Death reversed, two of Cups reversed. Two of Cups reversed is two people who want two different things. Death reversed is, in fact, you, Cancer, putting an end to something. And yet the Seven of Cups is like, what do I really want? What do I really want? The Four of Cups is asking the same thing. What do I really want? Four of Cups is like, what do I want emotionally? And the Seven of Cups is saying, of all these things, how do I want to handle this? Of all these things, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? All the bigger questions. So it's like, what do I do? How do I want to deal with it? To where now that I've dealt with it, what's next? Now what do I do? No, Jen, we're just doing Cancer right now. Okay. And I would say, Cancer, I'm going to urge you, even when something's revealed, and you're ready to end, Two of Cups reversed, end of friendship. It doesn't have to be a romance either. It could be a friendship that you just, wow, a lot of that too. A lot of, like I said, sudden deaths, sudden endings, sudden breakups. But friendships end too, and they can end badly. And it is Cancer doing the dirty work. Cancer is saying, no, now that I know, before you do that, before you really end something, ask yourself, is it going to make you happy? Okay? Is this something that you absolutely have to throw out the baby with the bathwater? It all has to just go? Or is there something salvageable here? Okay? And I'm going to say that's where this whole, what do I want? What's next? What do I do? What do you do? Right? Stuff's been revealed. Don't do a knee jerk. And that's not like Cancer, but don't be knee jerk about it. If 8 things are good and 2 things are bad, all right, well, can we work on those 2 things that are bad? Do they even affect you? And I mean that. If you're not living together and you find out that someone is, I don't know, watching porn, does that affect you in your home? It's not coming into your home. Why do you care? I'm using a really bad example. But again, ask yourself, before you just light a fire and just blow it all up, Cancer, and it looks like your feelings are hurt. And again, you're working to not think about it. It's like work is the refuge place. But again, this is what you really want. I mean, if it's all done, this person's gone and done it. What then? Okay, will you be happy? Is it going to work out? That's how I read those cards. And I've got to tell you, this week I've had 2 women who definitively ended a relationship. Definitively, this is not what I want. I'm not happy. And then and told me this in readings, like this isn't working anymore. Not happy, not ready for this. This isn't what I want. Okay, ending it. Yes, I'm ending it, and they do. And then come in weeks later. You think this person will come back? Do you think they miss me? Do you think it can work out? I'm like, you ended it. You were very clear. You wanted to be done with this. It's like, I know I said that, but okay, so all I'm telling you, Cancer, is just quickly, please, before you jump off that cliff to singlehood or or lack of friendship or whatever it is that you're dealing with. Just make sure it's what you really want. Okay? All right. Leo, I have the Three of Wands, the King of Swords reversed, the King of Wands, the Lovers, the Ten of Coins reversed, and the Hierophant. Okay, well, I mean, broad brushstroke. This looks like someone who's staying in a position in a home, Ten of Coins reversed. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe it's not where they want to be, but they're doing it for someone who's in school. The Three of Wands is usually a student in school. And I say that the Lovers, the idea of wanting to sell a house, to sell real estate, to get, Ten of Coins reversed. And I know a lot of parents who stay in homes they really can't afford just for the school system, I mean, this could also be you, Leo, got back in school, learning something, and then with plans of finishing and then you're leaving, doing something you really love out of love, whether you're staying for somebody else or you're staying to better your own life temporarily. It is attached to work, King of Wands, the Hierophant. All right. And I do think, given the position of the Hierophant, that we are talking about Two of Wands reversed. It's like a partnership breaks down, but you're going to stay together. You're going to do what you got to do to get the kids through school. Okay, bottom line, that's what it looks like for Leo. Now, is every Leo out there dealing with this? Of course not. I hope not. Every Leo out there in an unhappy situation, want to get out of their home, love their kids, keeping it together? No, they're not. Maybe your sister is. Maybe your brother is. Maybe someone your best friend is. Okay? And if that's been on your mind, that's probably what's going to come out in the reading. Even when I do readings one-on-one, if something's really been after you, even though you might want to know about your career or you want to know about your relationship, maybe your kid's relationship that comes up front and center, or grandchild, because that needs your attention. Okay? And in this case, maybe it needs to be passed on. God, my hair needs a cut. All right? All right. It's Leo. And Virgo. Okay, Virgo, what do we have here? Well, Eight of Cups, the Star reversed, the Eight of Wands reversed, the Six of Wands, the Devil, and the Knight of Coins reversed. All right, how do I look at that? Well, the Eight of Cups is leaving home, moving away. Okay, that's the Eight of Cups. Sometimes it's going home, but it's basically a moving card. The Star reversed and the Eight of Wands reversed. King of Coins reversed. The Six of Wands. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity that seems to be, it's not going to pay what you thought it was going to pay. Or there's some aspect of it that's toxic. Or maybe the new office is toxic. Or the existing office is toxic and you're hoping to get promoted, that's the Six of Wands, promotion, out of there. But again, I'm seeing this King of Coins reversed, and oh boy. Hang on, look at one more card here. Seven of Swords reversed. Okay. That's ignoring gossip. That's ignoring anything toxic. In this case, Virgo, it's just doing your job. Focus on work. Okay. The Eight of Wands is focus on work. Keep your mind on your job. I'm going to say there's toxic people, toxic environment, more like it. It's okay. Six of Wands is there. That's promotion. That's movement. Again, I'm seeing movement. It's just not going to be at the pay scale you thought it was going to be at, you were hoping to be at. I say that again, the star reversed, the king of coins reversed, the money isn't there yet, but the opportunity is. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Virgo. Okay. All right. Libra. Okay, Libra. We have the Five of Swords, the Four of Wands reversed, the Fool, the Ace of Cups reversed, the King of Cups reversed, and the Hermit reversed. Well, Libra, not great. I mean, in long story short, these are the cards of someone going through a divorce. Okay, or leaving someone who has emotional problems, and I include any kind of addiction in that, any kind of depression, and making the choice to be alone, to not want to deal with it anymore. Okay. Um, Five of Swords is the need to seek professional help and professional advice. Again, bad marriage, a lawyer or a therapist. Yeah. The Four of Wands has you there's no celebration, there's no joy here, there's nothing happy here. You just want to get out the Fool. You just want to go. And choose to be alone. You're not afraid to just be by yourself, then, Libra. And honestly, Libras don't like being by themselves. And in this case, Libra is saying, no, you know what? I can't do this. I just need to go and launch yourself off, Libra. Just launch out of it. It looks like nothing's getting better. Now, you might try therapy. You might try before you truly remove yourself. I don't know, though. Looks like things haven't worked out in the past. But be assured, if this ends, if you're walking away from something that's could it be a job? It could be a job, but this is emotions written all over it. If it's a job in a place like a family business where it feels like family, and it really is, just wrenching. You have to leave. Okay. But by the way, Libra's leaving. Okay. Scorpio. How are we doing out there, guys? Everyone okay? I don't see any comments for a while. I always get nervous that it's either not recording or something's going on. Okay. So, Scorpio, Queen of Cups reversed. The World reversed. The Eight of Swords reversed. The Ace of Swords reversed. It's the Eight of Swords and the Ace of Swords reversed. The Queen of Wands reversed. And the Five of Coins. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. That happened one time, and I never want to do it again. I just sat there and talked to a screen, and it turned out that it was a glitch, and it didn't, whatever. So I don't want to do that again. Be like an hour and for nothing. Well, first of all, this is Scorpio with serious financial concerns. Okay, this is Scorpio, Queen of Wands, reverse, the workaholic, next to the Five of Coins. I mean, this is not because you love the job, but because you need the money. All right. Sense of the Queen of Cups reversed. It can again be a woman depressed, anxious, with emotional problems. It can also be a woman who feels like a sucker, a woman who feels like she's been taken advantage of, or a woman who's easily taken advantage of. Now, I have a hard time believing that of a Scorpio. It could be the Scorpio saying, I'm getting pushed beyond my limits. Wanting a change, world reversed. Anxiety is off. Okay, the anxiety is off. The Eight of Swords reversed. It's coming out of an anxious time. And again, Ace of Swords is just you just pick up the harness or the wagon wheel, and you just keep rolling. Okay, it's anxious, it's just changes, it's just depressing, it's difficult, and you just keep on trucking. And for some reason, there's an opportunity. Yeah, there's an opportunity to work. There's an opportunity to get overtime. There's an opportunity to make it work out, but you'll notice the one consistent work is work, 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 and work. Um, Seven of Wands reversed. It's just not. If you were thinking of going to school right now, I don't see it. If you were thinking of some sort of training, I don't see it right now. This is really about just buckling down and working as many hours as you need to change your situation. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we have the Three of Cups. We have the Six of Swords reversed and the Knight of Wands. The Sun reversed, the Two of Swords reversed, and the Tower reversed. Okay, broad brush stroke, the way I would read this. The Three of Cups is a lovely card because it speaks to emotional happiness. It speaks to partnership in a real positive kind of way. But there's a decision to make, and it looks as though this might be somebody who doesn't live nearby or who wants to move. So the cards where their contradiction is the Six of Swords reversed, which is stay in place, and the Knight of Wands, which is move forward. Sun reversed, Two of Swords reversed, the Tower reversed. Well, I'm going to say Sagittarius, what it really looks like is this idea of, like I always said, the Two of Swords reversed is rock in a hard place reversed. So it's choosing rock or hard place. Now you got a choice. You can either end it all together, the Tower reversed, or accept that you can't get what you want, the Sun reversed. Okay? But this isn't going to be, there's no easy answer, and there is no, this is what I want. This is exactly what I want. I'm getting exactly what I want. No, you're not. You're not. You're making a choice between maybe you're staying with someone in a place you're unhappy being versus going where you really want to go with this opportunity, and yet you leave somebody behind. This is not easy, and you don't win either way. Okay, it's just which way would be best for you. And it really looks like you're trading off love and career. Great love affair, exciting career. And where are you going to go with that? Or lifestyle, let's say. Okay? And that's a choice that Sag has to make. From the looks of it, Tower reversed, Sag is ending something. It's just going to end. And Sag is doing the ending. So if it's a matter of filing for divorce or getting divorced, Sag is filing papers. Sag is quitting the job. Sag is making the move. Okay? Capricorn. Capricorn, you guys have been on fire lately in the best way. Okay, Cappy. Water here, it's getting a little dry. How are we doing so far? Sound right? Sound good? Okay. I see Sean's comment. That's awesome. Yeah, you know what? I love magic. I love magic. I really do. And I do. I love when bullies get theirs. I always say, I even wrote in the newsletter, I'm the right person for this job. I love success. I love watching people buy houses and have babies and get married and all the get their new pets. I love the kitten and puppy pictures. I love, the new baby and the sonograms and the pregnant bellies. I love all of that so much. And I just, when somebody comes along who wants to fuck that up, man, I got out of my car more than once for people who didn't know how to drive properly or couldn't observe polite behavior behind the wheel, I will get out in traffic and I will stomp right over there. And oh yeah, I've done it. Took a bat to somebody once too. You like your car? Might want to move it. So I am kind and I am patient and I am generous. If there's a line you can cross, don't cross it. Irish temper. So Capricorn. Capricorn, we see temperance. Top of the heap here, the Six of Cups, the Nine of Wands reversed, the Hangman, Justice, the Empress. Oh my God. So these are all upright cards, a lot of major arcana. So a quick tarot lesson. You know, there's the major arcana cards, there's 22 of these. And then there's the minor arcana, which are like the deck of playing cards, 4 suits. And they represent, you know, fire, earth, air, and water. Emotions are the water cards, the cup cards. Fire cards are the wand cards. The air cards are the swords. And the earth cards are the pentacles. Money is earth. Okay. When we see, so the major arcana are like chapter titles in a book because tarot tells a story. And so they're like chapter titles, and then the minor arcana are the details. So if the title of the book is Capricorn, how you doing? Those 2 sets of cards that comprise one tarot deck are telling the story. Now, when we see a lot of major arcana cards, in this case, we see the Hangman, Justice, Empress, Temperance. Those are 4 out of 6 cards. We have 4 major cards. This speaks to big changes, big decisions, big news. So we start with balance, which is beautiful, right? First card up, Temperance, balance. 6 of Cups and the 9 of Wands reversed. The Hangman, the Justice card, the Empress. Well, first of all, the first thing that makes me think of is the chance for the idea of advancement, promotion, but it requires a move. And I don't think that Capricorn wants to do that. Why? Because I'm looking at the nine of Wands reversed. I think I don't want to do that. And again, the Hangman. I'm going to wait for something else. I'm going to wait for something better. Well, you are an odd little Libra, Patty. Okay, most Librans, they rule the 7th house of partnership, and they don't like being alone. They like being partnered, but they're air, so they like being partnered, and in a cerebral way. It has to be a meeting of the minds for Libra to be happy. Okay, but getting back now to Capricorn, thank you. I'm seeing Capricorn waiting. I'm seeing the signing of contracts. I'm seeing the Empress, which is, well, the Emperor and the Empress, man. That's creative energy. And leadership, frankly. You know, I look at the Empress as being the creative aspect of leadership, and I look at the Emperor upright as being the business aspect. You know, so there's but still of business, of autonomousness in business. The Empress is also the matriarch, and the Emperor is the patriarch. But this is the more creative aspect of things, and it's looking really good for Capricorn. Not all about the money, it's about the creativity and being interested. And I'm seeing contracts. I'm seeing, justice is all about things being fair, and it's just a matter of waiting. But I don't see you wanting to relocate, and it looks like there might be an offer to do that, or travel. And that, which again, that could be possible. But man, it's just going to get better and better. I don't see any dark side here. I don't. You just wait, because it's all coming. The Hangman upright is delayed gratification. That's why I said I didn't think you're necessarily going to be taking it. It's like, I'll just wait for the next thing to come along. That isn't going to suit me. But yeah, the hangman upright is delayed gratification. Hangman reversed is wasting your time, being a martyr, being a doormat. But it's not that. There's nothing wrong with the hangman upright. It's waiting your turn. It's saying, it's okay. It's okay. 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 Team Cappy. Well, you know what? It could be being offered. Okay, so if I was looking at it this way, it could be being offered a transfer, but it's not where you want to go. Okay, it's not California, it's New Hampshire, and you're like, okay, well, I appreciate the offer. I'm gonna wait to go west. I want to go to the California office, so I'll wait for that opportunity to come up, and it will, and it will. Okay. Okay, that's Shah's response here. The more I work with Capricorns, the more I know Capricorns, the more I appreciate Capricorns. Yeah, there's something about Capricorn energy that really rubs off on you. Makes you want to be a better person. Makes you want to make better choices. It's a really interesting article. I mean, article, listen to me. Energy. I'm reading cards, talking, and yeah. All right, so Aquarius, we have the Page of Coins reversed. We have the Ace of Wands and the Three of Coins, the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Swords reversed, and the Magician reversed. How do I read this? Well, how do I read this? Ace of Wands, aces, again, tarot lesson, aces are apex. You see ace, think apex. The ace of cups is the apex of emotion, love. The ace of pentacles is the best money card, the apex of money. We're looking at the ace of wands, which is the apex of creativity and opportunity in business, right? And celebrating the Three of Coins. So it's coming out of a place, Page of Coins, like, wow, am I ever going to hear about a raise? Am I ever going to hear about more money? Well, fuck yeah. Ace of Wands, Three of Coins, yeah, it's coming. But it comes with pressure. Ten of Wands. I mean, yep, here's your raise and here's your new responsibilities. Have fun with that, And you're not going to say anything, Aquarius. You're not going to do anything about it. Knight of Swords reversed. You're just going to stay in place, Magician reversed. And the thing is, I'm seeing these new responsibilities not necessarily being your forte. You're not going to complain. They're not anything you want to do necessarily. You do want that extra money though, and maybe it's writing out reports. Maybe it's just something tedious. Maybe it's supervising people you don't want to supervise. It is simply being responsible for something that you don't be responsible for, but you're going to do it because you want the money, and the money looks good. The other thing, the reason why we do things, and I don't see it here, but a lot of times we do it to build our resume up. You take a job you don't like, but you do it for 6 months. It's on your resume. But you had that title, you held that job, and then you use that to springboard into a better job. But Aquarius, will I ever make extra money? Am I ever going to be rewarded for this? Well, yes, you are. Hang on, it's coming. Okay, whether it's a bonus or whatever it is that you're waiting for, it's coming. All right, Shah. Good night. And last, we have little Pisces. Okay, Pisces. I said that thinking of my daughter Daisy, my favorite little Pisces. And we have the Page of Cups reversed. Let me think of my last call with her. We have the Four of Coins reversed. We have the Chariot reversed. The Ace of Coins, the Nine of Coins, the Queen of Coins. So it's just funny that the last time I talked to Daisy, she was thinking that she wasn't happy in her job, that she was stuck in a place she wanted to be stuck in and not making the money she wanted to make. And the restaurant she works at, which is a very big one right on the water in Florida, huge restaurant, new management, new ownership, and she's not enjoying that. So Again, we see the Page of Cups reversed. Well, that'd be my daughter, depressed, sad. You know, my kid has some big ass emotions. That one. It's a glass house of emotions with Daisy, who I adore. Her sister Devin is a Sag, so you can't imagine more opposite energy. You know, Devin's like, get the fuck over it, would you? I get Daisy like, the river of her tears. That was growing up with Devin and Daisy. Four of Coins reversed. How can I make more money? Chariot reversed. I'm stuck here. Now, what I told her and what her new boss told her, okay, said if you just wait, yeah, we're understaffed. Yes, we're letting people go. Yes, we're bringing in new people. Yes, we're redoing the menu. But if you stay, it's going to get really good. And we're going to reward you because she's taking on double shifts. She's working like 12 hours a day. She's just it's crazy, okay? And here I'm looking at the Ace of Coins, Apex of Money, Nine of Coins, your wish is coming true, the Queen of Coins, being self-sufficient. So yeah, I'm just going to say here again, not that different than Aquarius. You just got to wait it out sometimes. It just, you know, I have a Bewitched clock in the shop, and everyone loved Bewitched, right? And how many people's parents said, moms, oh, I wiggle my nose and clean my house, but that's not how magic works, and that's not how life works. And sometimes you gotta wait. But if you wait this out, Pisces, it's all coming so good for you. You may feel stuck, you may feel trapped, you may be depressed, it's not what you want. Wait. It's about to get good. All right? Similar to Aquarius, only in terms of Aquarius, Pisces now is doing the work they don't want to do. Aquarius is being offered the money, but here's a chunk of work you don't want to do, whether it's reports or supervising or doing something, some part of it that you don't want to do, but to get the money, you got to do it. And here I'm saying with Pisces, keep trudging through because it's about to get good, right? A little different. All right, guys, that is the Tarotscopes. I've got to get up early and start doing private readings before I open the shop and work my 9-hour day or 10-hour day. So I am going to sign off. Hope everyone is doing well. This energy is hideous. Try to get rest. Try to eat well. Drink water. I don't know why, but the topic of diet soda, which I actually hate diet soda. I don't like soda. There's never soda in my house, but man, if you're addicted to diet soda, please try to get off of it. I'll see you tomorrow, honey. Bye. Man, that's toxic shit. That is one of the most toxic things you can drink. It's been linked to obesity. It's been linked to a lot of problems. You think because it's calorie free, it's good for you. It's not. So if there's one thing you can do for your body, drink more water. Bladder infections, UTIs, those can quite a bit. So if you're prone to them, start drinking cranberry juice. Not cranberry cocktail. It's got to be cranberry juice. I think Apple and Eve make one that's in there, and also in the refrigerated section. Possibly there's cranberry juice, but you want cranberry juice, not cranberry cocktail. You gained 40 pounds. Yeah, honey. You know what? I think the stress is just killing us all. So a lot of times we're eating rather than screaming. Let me eat this bagel so I don't scream at somebody. Anyway, I got a 16-year-old who comes home at 10 o'clock at night from his grandparents or from baseball after eating dinner and wants second dinner. So I'm cooking steak and potatoes at like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm a good cook, so it's really hard to put down a big plate of that for your kid and not make a little plate for yourself. I try to use the dessert dishes, so I'm eating smaller portions, but I'm still eating at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. Dear God, that kid eats. So I'm looking here. Coworker making miserable. Good. I'm looking at comments here. All good. All right. So everyone, get a good night. It's always fun. I think if this works, I'd like to keep doing YouTube. It is so much easier than asking China because I don't know how the hell to do it. It's like this multi-level task to upload from Facebook to YouTube. Where with YouTube, I click a button and I'm on Facebook. And right now, I'm not happy with Facebook. So, you know what, Facebook? Yeah, I'll be here. Okay? Well, none of us are ourselves. Okay? Just be the best person you can be. Try as hard as you can. Try to be patient. Some of the stuff on Facebook, and there's a couple of threads that came on this week that were so angry. And it was like, why does that bother you? Why are you taking such a position when this doesn't even affect you? You know? And you're so passionate and angry, but you're also being very mean. Why are you doing that? You know, if it doesn't affect you, why do you fucking care? And that's my thing. I mean, just skin off my teeth, whatever. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Everyone behave and have a good week, okay? Bye.